It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the Denver Broncos and the Cincinnati Bengals. Next on Madden Football.
Banked by the Ohio River and the city's abundance of hills. We're at Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Welcome in, football fans. Thanks for joining us. Kate Scott, Brock Hewitt here with you, and Brock, on paper, it's not quite the competitive contest that everyone hopes for each week, but projections have us heavily tilted towards one sideline here.
One thing that is cool, Kate, it's been really easy to rally together this week for this team because nothing will unite a football roster, in my experience, than having the whole world against you. Heck, even your own fans at home against you. They don't care if nobody thinks they've got a shot. Those dudes playing today, putting that uniform on, they believe they can do this, and the power of that belief is a big deal.
Ready to get this game started. Here's Evan McPherson. And away we go in Cincinnati. Turn starts from the goal line. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. So the Broncos offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder out of both Oregon and Auburn. It's Bo Nix.
Bo Nix entered this league as a grown-up. 61 college starts will do that for you. A ton of college experience. And Bo Nix is a facilitator. When he is at his best, that ball is in and out of his hands in an absolute hurry. If he were a point guard on a basketball team, he'd want to go up and down the court and get it out of his hands as quickly as he can. He's accurate, he's tough, he's experienced, and he's poised for this challenge of the NFL.
Finds a man. Adam Troutman has it. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. That play good for 17 and a first down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
Now the first run of the game for Javonte Williams. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. It doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
From the 45 on second down. An all-around tough play for him. Took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
Well, that's like a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Takes both to make it work. And defensively, you've got to have that pressure up front. That's peanut butter. And then you like to have some jelly. And that was almost a huge play with an interception.
On third down, here's Nix. Completed to Sutton. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works. They come up just an inch or two short for the first down.
Broncos looking at a punt on fourth down, and Riley Dixon on to handle that. So this one sails over the sideline, and they'll spot it where a touchback would go at the 20-yard line. So here come the Bengals, ready for their opening drive. They're led out by the legend over in LSU, the former #1 overall pick in 2020, Joe Burrow.
When Joe Burrow's between the white lines, he's one of the game's best and most entertaining quarterbacks. He just has a cool factor that is the envy of so many. Nothing seems to bother them other than some injuries that unfortunately have ended seasons early. When he's on the field, the timing, the anticipation, Kate, the precision with which he plays, he has very few peers.
That's taken in nicely by Brock Bowers. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. They get an even 10 on that play. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
First down, Burrow to throw. That one finds Xavier Worthy. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go to some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL. All a gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
On 2nd down, here's McCaffrey. And they bring him down around the 34. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
On 1st down, here's Burrow. On target to Worthy. And he's able to take this one down to the 25.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
From the 25 on 2nd down. That throw finds Jamar Chase. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
On target to his back, here's Christian McCaffrey. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well. And it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Out left, Worthy makes the grab. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. Third and just 2 to go. To throw again, it's Burrow. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's able to yards on the play, and that picks up a 1st and goal.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Here's Burrow. And he will score. It's a Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals have a great first drive and get the game's first points. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Brandon Aubrey now on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bengals will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Return starts from the goal line. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. So the Broncos headed out for their second drive of the game. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Receiver in motion going left. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Completed over the middle. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. And play wrapped up by Demario Davis.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Now Nick's on 3rd down. Complete beyond the marker. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. From the gun, a carry by Williams. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
You call that 1st down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Going to the ground again on 1st. This is ahead for about 5. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you can win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage. I think we're seeing why this defense likes him in coverage. He reacts so well to throws and is even more adept in breaking up those passes.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. To throw, here's Nix. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that'll be good for a Denver 1st.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Nix looking to throw. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Another try following the sack. Finds a man right side. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line.
You'll often hear it said, in my life experience, it's true, the NFL is a game of matchups, so much more than any level. And these tight ends, we see it time and again, are such a matchup nightmare down the field.
3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Nix from the gun. on third down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be fourth down.
There was almost no resistance offered against the rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
Bertolet able to knock it through. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Bengals all set to go for their second drive. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their second possession.
And, Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Now Burrow. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Finds his man, Chase. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point of the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Second down now, 7 to go. Burrow out of the shotgun. Complete here to Bowers. And they'll have it across midfield as he runs out. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
I'm sure Coach, play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Got a man. Bowers has it. And he's going to be drugged down. Looks like at that 37-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Putting a receiver in motion. On 1st and 10, it's Henry. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Brandon Jones up for the stop. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. This throw is caught. And he drives this forward to the 6.
Okay, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes, just like that.
Throwing is Burrow. He's got the Cincinnati touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
For the point after, here's Aubrey. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bengals drive their lead to 11. On to handle the kickoff. On the return, here's Mims. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Broncos offense all set to go. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's Williams to start the drive. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go, 2nd down. Nick's now to throw. That's complete. It's Javonte Williams. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make it pay.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on 3rd down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. 4th down coming up.
You know, there's not a lot of tight ends who are true weapons this far down the field. Not a lot of cover guys who can match up with them in terms of size. They tried to get it to him in a spot where he could win it, but no connection to be made.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Fair catch made here at the 30. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And it'll be Bengals football. Here come the Bengals to take over once again. And we'll see if the perfect start can continue as they try for their 3rd touchdown in 3 drives. They've got 1st down from the 31. Burrow from the gun. Completes this one to Chase. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, the pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
one play in, Brock, and this drive already to midfield. Shotgun, handoff to McCaffrey. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on second down.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
From the 46. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions, you get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Broncos bringing out an extra DB. Third down coming up. Burrow to the air now. Throw complete to Lamb. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
So they send him out for a field goal, and they don't get much longer than this. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. Has the distance, but headed well left. No good. And the game stays at 11.
Hey, listen, I know kickers are arguably better today than they've ever been in the history of football. But anything from 60-plus is still awfully ambitious. And that time, it didn't pan out.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Shotgun snap to Nix. Throwing the out route complete.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
So before they get the snap away, we reach the end of the first quarter. The scoreboard reads 14-3. We're back to Paycor Stadium right after this. We're back, and it is Broncos football as we resume. They'll be set up 2nd and 7. Up the gut they go with Williams. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Stopped on a play by Big Chris Jones. Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him a third down and 6 to go.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Catch is made down the right sideline. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And the Broncos will have a first down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Straight ahead with Williams. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the first down.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Williams can't fight past that line. They stop him at the 3.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on first down. More to come.
Throwing here, Nix. And he will score. It's a Denver touchdown. The Broncos make it a one-score game in the first half. Cortland Sutton, the touchdown. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
That one splits the uprights. And the Broncos cut the lead down to 4. We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. On the return, here's Tyreek Hill. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Bengals and Joe Burrow all set to take over. And he sure has put on that chef's hat to dice up their defense early in this one. Quite the appetizer that he's prepared to what could be a great overall performance. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Henry gets it here to start the drive. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Alex Singleton makes the tackle. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
This is Henry on 2nd. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Empty backfield now. The running back motions out left. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. That was Jamar Chase he was looking for there. So that brings up 2nd down.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that was just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Burrow. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. Couldn't find Jamar Chase on that throw. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, but then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They could revisit that play in the future.
It's taken in by Lamb. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Has him on the quick hitter. And a solid gain there. Gets him across the 45 before he goes.
I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm. But these outcuts, it is so imperative. And the best of them make it look oh so easy.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. the gun, Henry. Strong running inside the 30. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Throwing now from the gun. Escapes the pocket. Now here he goes. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
They send the tight end in motion. Looking to throw, Burrow. He brings it in. And he's tackled with a 1st down yardage.
That pitch and catch won't show up as a big play on the stat sheet, but it gives his own defense a little time to rest and gives an offensive coordinator a new set of downs to work with.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Burrow back to throw. Cut near the goal line. Pickup of a few as he heads out of bounds.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Still chances to get these final 4 yards. It's 2nd and goal. Burrow setting to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
Bend. Bend. Even good defenses, great defenses in this league, Kate, they're going to bend at times, but you never want to break. And when you get a sack in the red zone, well, that goes a long ways to helping your efforts.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Now Burrow. That's incomplete, trying to set up the screen there.
I'll tell you this, Kate, that's where you got to be on the same page with one another and get both ends of the play right to execute, both the protection and ultimately completing that ball. They certainly want that play call back.
So here he is, getting his 2nd field goal look of the half. From the same spot as an extra point here, 32 yards. Gay's kick is good. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
Well, he moved past that earlier miss pretty quickly here, Kate. Nice to see that. And now he can carry a little momentum with him to end this opening half.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. On the return, here's Mims. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Broncos and Cortland Sutton taking the field once again. They'll look to knot up this game right now as they trail 17-10. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. A handoff to Williams. And he's brought down for a loss.
All I could tell him there was good luck. You get a safety all over a run like that, they could just smell it like a shark with blood in the water. and you feel fortunate if you're even able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Nix from the gun. Throw complete to Williams. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Tackled on the play by Marlon Humphrey.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
On third down, here's Nix. Completed to Sutton. All the way, touchdown Denver! The Broncos can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. Cortland Sutton, the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
Extra point try now from Lutz. The point after splits the uprights. And the Broncos make it 17 all. Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. Hill now to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Bengals and Derrick Henry making their way back out on offense. And in a high-scoring game to this point, everyone anticipating, well, even more points as they take the field. The drive will start out with a 1st and 10. The drive begins with Henry. And he gets him around 6 there. Sent down by Cody Barton. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
From the 32. This one taken in by Chase. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Burrow out of the shotgun. Got a man, Bowers has it. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Brandon Jones up for the stop.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the gun, a run for Henry. And he'll get this down at the 33-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals.
You know, Kate, these are not the plays that are like bold in the stat sheet when you look back on it. But these are the kind of gains by the running back that keep the offense on schedule and move the chains.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
2nd down now, 7 to go. from the 31. Gets it quickly to Bowers. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. And the catch is made. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals take a second quarter lead. C.D. Lamb with the touchdown. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Bronk. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
For the point after, here's Aubrey. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bengals break that tie and now lead by 7. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. On the return, here's Mims. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Williams. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. He's on the move. He'll step up, and there he goes. They get 27 on the play. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Here's Nix to throw. Don't try and force it into the slant. It's intercepted. Derwin James picks it. And the Bengals are going to be set up and goal to go after a great return down inside the 10.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life. Really on both sides of the ball. Right? You watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick six, yeah, it stinks for the offense. But that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
Got it off that interception, Brock. Let's see if they can pay that off with points. Here's 1st and goal. Burrow from the gun. And the catch is made. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals parlay the interception into points. C.D. Lamb with the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. And that, Brock, I know you're keeping track, but just in case our audience isn't, his 4th first-half passing touchdown. At the pace he's on, this would be a new record if he has a second half to match this one. For the point after, here's Aubrey. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bengals double their lead to 14. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. On the return, here's Mims. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Denver ready for another offensive possession. And coming off the interception, a good chance to reestablish some momentum as they get set. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They go with Williams on the counter. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Stopped on the play by Big Chris Jones. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
On 2nd down, a run with Williams. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. Hits him on the out route. And he reaches the 35 before going out.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Riley Dixon getting set to punt it once again. Back to return this one is Tyreek Hill. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Brings it in at the 12. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Bengals are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And last drive, he reached one of those numbers that everyone looks at as a benchmark after the season ends, Brock. Like the year that he's put together finding the end zone. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. That's complete to Bowers outright. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
First and 10 from the 41. Trying down the middle with Henry. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the gun, McCaffrey. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Throwing is Burrow. Completes this one to Chase. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
We're to the 2-minute warning from the jungle. The Bengals looking for a bigger lead before the break. 1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Burrow to the air now. Finds his man Chase. And they make the tackle at the 38. It's a pickup of 11. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
New set of downs for him at the 38. 1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Throwing the out route complete. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. To throw again, it's Burrow. That's Lamb running a slant. And he's able to get this down to the 13.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Second and 3 now. Still sticking with the passing game. He completes it in traffic. And he drives this forward to the 6. They find 7 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the two defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
He'll throw it yet again. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. Henry. And he runs it across. Touchdown. The Bengals get more points to end a lopsided first half. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. Well, Brock, not much to say other than the fact that this offense on point. They're just clicking today.
Just rolling. I mean, this is clinic. This is what I call teaching tape. Being well prepared, and more importantly, going out there and executing at a high level.
For the point after, here's Aubrey. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bengals stretch their lead to 21. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. He'll bring it out from a couple yards deep. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Down to 12 seconds before halftime as they come to the line. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. That play wrapped up by Demario Davis. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. We've hit halftime here in Cincinnati. The Bengals carrying a lead into the locker room. Now it's down to Florida, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. We saw a strong first half out of the quarterback, Joe Burrow. He had it going right away. 2 touchdown passes in the first quarter, 2 more in the second. 4 touchdown passes all told. And he's likely not done yet.
All right, thank you, Coach. And we are back and about set to begin the second half. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. He'll begin his return from the 11. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The home team's headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And our team in the truck putting these highlights together, well, they certainly had plenty of touchdowns to choose from. 4 of them, actually. Though the way he's been playing, Brock, you cannot count on him being done reaching that end zone just yet. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
Move the chains. Got to move them chains. Build momentum to keep that defense on its heels.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Burrow setting to throw. On target to Worthy. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Complete here to Bowers. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Third quarter starts with a run from Henry. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Sent down by Cody Barton. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
Give to Henry on the inside handoff. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him with 3rd down and 6 to go. Now Burrow. Complete beyond the marker. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. They'll have first and goal to go now after they gain 18 on the previous play.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
This offense in position now. It's first and goal. They bring the tight end in motion. On first down, here's Burrow. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Cincinnati! The Bengals grow the lead coming out of halftime. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. Well, as they drive forward to what right now looks like it should be a win, Brock. He sure has taken advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His second touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
For the point after, here's Aubrey. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bengals continue piling on to this lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Here's Smith on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Broncos running their offense out once again. And this has become must-score territory now every time out as they trail by a full 4 possessions in this second half. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Nix off the play action. This is brought in along the sideline. High degree of difficulty for a short gain.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. But one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
To the ground it goes. That's incomplete.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
I think we can officially call this pile-on mode. They've been the better group all game. You felt it. This quarterback, well, he certainly felt the brunt of it. The rest of the way, Kate, this may be time to pad those stats and keep on pressing against a group that has had no answers for him up front.
Here comes the Broncos punting unit. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he'll take in the fair catch just above the 35. So now here comes the Bengals on offense. And all the touchdowns are sure going to catch some eyes around the league, but sure not unexpected for those of us who saw how well he was throwing it back when he got his first couple of scores.
Yeah, and if anything, he's only continued to improve and play better as this defense tried and failed to find any way to slow him down.
Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for 1st and 10. Burrow out of the shotgun. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge gain.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Throw complete to Lamb. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll be first down, Bengals. Burrow from the gun. On the move, headed right. He takes it himself. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Hauled in by Worthy. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate. But the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Burrow back to throw. Into traffic, complete. He's got a gain of 6 there. Sent down by Cody Barton.
You know, I often say there is a fine line between aggressiveness and carelessness. And when you throw into double coverage, well, it can go either way. That time, a tremendous catch by his receiver on the other end.
2nd and 4. He's got it at the 6. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
They'll run here. It's McCaffrey. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. Henry. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals piling onto the scoreboard yet again. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
For the point after, here's Aubrey. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bengals grow their lead yet again. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Here's Smith on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. Denver set to take the field on offense. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Nick's now to throw. Throw complete to Williams. And he's brought down after a short gain.
As an offense, you don't call a screen, Kate, expecting to gain just a few yards. You call it expecting to break off something big and substantial. But it's up to that defense to stay ahead of it, to keep it contained to something much smaller. Case in point right there.
Give to Williams from the gun. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Brought down on the effort by Derwin James.
Of yards per carry. This guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Shotgun snap to Nix. Looking for a target. Can't find anyone open. He's forced to throw it away.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
So out now comes the punter. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And that fair catch corralled just beyond the 25-yard line. The home teams ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They run it with King Henry. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it. And we'll move to the next.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Shotgun, handoff to McCaffrey. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Play action now, Burrow. This one taken in by Chase. Touchdown, Cincinnati! The Bengals keeping the pedal floored and adding 6 more. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. That is his 6th passing score of the game. A lot of quarterbacks could go several weeks without throwing that many touchdowns. And now, keep in mind, he's only one off the NFL record of 7 in a single game. For the point after, here's Aubrey. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bengals tack on 7 more to their lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Here's Smith on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here comes the Bronco offense. And they're going to need to play for pride or for something to build on for next week, Brock, because this game seems out of reach, even though we've got a full quarter still to go. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Nix from the gun. Completed over the middle. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. That's Antoine Winfield Jr. up to make that play.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. One of the tight ends in motion left. Straight ahead with Williams. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him with 3rd down and 6 to go. Throwing from the gun here. Short pass caught by his tight end. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Up the gut they go with Williams. Cuts right. Past the 25. And he's finally stopped right at the start of that red zone, down at the 20. It goes as a pickup of 37 yards. And that'll be good for a Denver 1st.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
1st down from the red zone. That one's incomplete in the end zone. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
The offense not shy about sending them downfield to try and stretch that secondary. Even still, one of the deeper targets you'll see him get. It's a shame they couldn't find a connection.
Play action with Nix. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
Oh, it's the screen. Pass complete.
Not terribly complicated on this one, just not the 3rd down screen you wanted to run. Little chance they were getting the 1st, and apparently, little chance they were going to even gain a positive yard at all.
Will Lutz getting the call on 4th down to put 3 up here for the Broncos. This 42 yards from the right hash. Bertolet able to knock it through. And Brock, I'd say that's more of a moral victory than something that's really going to affect the deficit much.
Well, that's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. He fields it from the 8. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. That's Lamb running the slant. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
First down, Burrow to throw. On target to Worthy. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Offense to the line for second down. Out of the gun, Henry. He breaks the tackle, and he gets his offense forward to the 44-yard line. He picks up 8 on the run, and now they're going to have 3rd and 4.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
3rd and short, it's Burrow. He has the first over the middle. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Burrow to the air now. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Burrow setting to throw. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete. Tried getting that one to Brock Bowers. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
With all due respect to some of the great linebackers back in the day, to play the position today, man, you've got to be versatile. You can't just be a come up and stuff the run. You got to play coverage. And these defenses more and more rely on you to break up throws just like that.
Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. That play good for 17 on a first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
First and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Hauled in by Worthy, right side. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. John Franklin Myers coming in to clean things up.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
Got a man. Bowers has it. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
There's no route on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
To throw again, it's Burrow. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Cincinnati! The Bengals lengthen the lead at the end of the 3rd. Xavier Worthy, the touchdown. And someone has officially flown higher than the Dutchman, Brock. That completion pushes him past Norm Van Brocklin for the most passing yards in a game in NFL history. The mark of 554 yards has stood resolute since back in 1951, and 7 decades later, someone has finally topped it. From Sid Luckman in 1943 to Drew Brees in 2015, we've had 8 quarterbacks throw 7 touchdowns in one game, And now we have a ninth who's accomplished that feat as his dominance over this defense continues. For the point after, here's Aubrey. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bengals continue adding on to that lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Here's Smith on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Here comes their offense out again. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's Nix. It's taken in by Williams. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Thankfully, only 1 quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. It's Broncos football as we enter the 4th of what's been a largely one-sided game. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Complete to Mims. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, looks like the 30.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
Now Nix on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete. Great looking catch, but he lost track of that sideline and went out of bounds. We've got 4th down.
That's one you watch the next day, and as a quarterback, you want that throwback. Quarterbacks are perfectionists, and when it's caught just out of bounds, you know it could have been just a little more accurate.
They'll send out the punting unit. Starts his return from the 23. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. First and 10 now from the 30. Henry gets it here to start the drive. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. One of the tight ends motioning right. Here's 2nd and 5. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete. Travis Kelce, the intended target. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target could make a play on it.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll get it up to the 44. A 9-yard gain and good for a 1st down.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in.
4-yard line now, 1st and 10. Getting out to his left. He's keeping it. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Oh, that just sucks the wind out of a defense. So demoralizing. So many guys do things the right way, only to see a quarterback evade the pressure and go get that first down anyway.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Going with King Henry here. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Running once more with Henry. And he's short of the first after a mile gain. A gain of 4 for them. That sets up 3rd and 7.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
And the Broncos are in the nickel for this 3rd down. Burrow out of the shotgun. Has him on the quick hitter. And they bring him down around the 34.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And the lead continues to grow and grow.
Get another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. On the return, here's Mims. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Their offense ready to take the field now. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Nix. That finds Vele complete. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
Nix from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script. Well, a defense, they want to rip that script up. And a sack like that, creating 3rd and extra longs, it's exactly how you get it done.
Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. To throw, here's Nix. Pass taken in by Sutton. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle, they showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Brought in by Vele. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one. And the Broncos will have a first down. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Throwing on first down, Nix. He completes it in traffic. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line.
Not met many receivers in my life that don't love the spotlight, but you got to earn your place there. The easy way to do it, catches just like that, going up into double coverage and making the play anyway.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They'll throw again. Nix. Cut by Sutton. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Well, that one was drawn up and delivered beautifully, efficiently. If it's not circled on the call sheet already, you better believe it is now.
Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's 1st and goal. From the red zone now. And he has it in the end zone. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos making the scoreboard look a touch better. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Extra point try now from Lutz. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Broncos take 7 points off the deficit.
Broncos 27.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Hill now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. They're out and set, 1st and 10. The drive begins with Henry, and they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Another run for Henry. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. Call it 4 yards, and they're set up with a manageable 3rd and 2. Burrow from the gun. That's caught for the first. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Here's Henry. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You spring a big gain like that, Kate, on the interior, 9 times out of 10, that O-line decisively won their matchup with the big fellas up front. They got those pads down. They created leverage, and they opened up that running lane.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Going to the ground again on first. Another big rip for him. And he heads out of bounds. Great pickup on that run. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
Even with everything he racked up on that run, you could argue he deserved maybe a little bit more. That call was the perfect one to break for big yards. The only thing that saved the defense from a score was getting that contact to slow him down and eventually, finally, stop him.
Working inside the red zone. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals running them out of the building. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. His 4th receiving score of the game. And it's one of the records that's always there lurking in the back of your mind whenever a QB's having a really good game, right, partner? And we're just fortunate that we were here to finally see it fall. He's the first ever to throw 8 touchdowns in a single game. And that is his 4th touchdown reception of the game. And if you wonder how rare that is, only a couple of active players have ever achieved it in their careers, and it's been done less than 50 times in league history. For the point after, here's Aubrey. The point after splits the uprights. And they'll continue adding to their lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Here's Smith on the return. They'll begin from the 36 as the returner's brought down. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And he has kept his pace up in the second half. His quarterback more than happy to keep throwing it his way, considering what he's been able to do with his looks all game. Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. Nicks off the play action. Fits it through the middle. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. It's a 21-yard gain. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Dive in, and he gets his hands underneath for the catch. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
That is all-out effort to make the catch, putting his body on the line, diving for the ball. He earned that reception and some more targets in the immediate future.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Nicks looking to throw. Quick slant, caught by Sutton. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. Second and 3 now. From the 24. Into traffic, complete. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Well, the odds aren't great when you throw into double coverage. Normally you see one of the defenders make a play on the ball. 2 men nearby, and that's a missed opportunity for the coverage to make an impact play.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Nick's now to throw. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And now it's 2nd down.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Escapes the pocket. Steps up, and he's running with it. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Here's Nix. And like an empty wrapper, he just throws that one away. So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. Here's Nix to throw. Looking touchdown, but can't connect. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react, and then you got to burst. And that defender does a tremendous job of breaking that pass up with contact.
Bails out of the pocket quick, and he will score. It's a Denver touchdown. The Broncos putting up points in a game decided. It's a Bo Nix touchdown. His 4th total score of the game. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith. Right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
So they tag him for roughing the kicker. And now this kickoff's going to come from the 50. Let's see if they loft in and try to stick him deep. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Putting one of the tight ends in motion right. On 1st and 10, it's Henry. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Trying down the middle with Henry. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon. who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. From the gun, a run for Henry. And he's held up short of midfield after a small gain. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Give to Henry on the inside handoff. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the carry, though. It's 3rd and 7 now. Burrow. Brought in by Chase near the sideline. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out.
Well, that one came with a high degree of difficulty. Had to balance focusing on the catch, keeping those feet in bounds.
The Bengals send out the punting unit. And thankfully, he hasn't been needed until the final quarter. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30.
At their own 26-yard line.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Throwing here, Nix. Finds the in route, complete. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. One final shot here. That's complete to Vele. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. So the Bengals pick up the win in this one. See this in every sport, Brock. You come in as a big favorite. You want to make a statement, right? Get a convincing victory. And they were able to achieve that one here.
Yeah, especially at home. It just means a little bit more when you protect your own turf in any sport, but especially in the NFL, where you get, about 8 or 9 of these, maybe more if you get home playoff games. Playing this way, they set themselves up for future playoff opportunities.
So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. The Bengals emerge as winners as we say so long from Cincinnati.